Hey guys, I hope you're hungry. Welcome back to War Stories here on the Full Instance channel. My name is Jericho. So last time we began our 2017 countdown, rundown, breakdown of the movies that I am most looking forward to. Today we're going to finish the list with the remaining half. There's 9 more movies I wanted to talk about. Oh, they launched an orbital strike against me too? Oh, no, I'm done. Okay, so we're starting halfway through the year. If you missed the last episode, you go back and watch it to see what I'm excited about for basically January through June. Or January through May, I should say. And then this is the second half of the year, second half of the list. June 16th is Kingsman: The Golden Circle. The original Kingsman is another one that I missed in theaters, but was really excited and happy when I finally checked it out on DVD. I think it's really artistic and bold, has a lot of really cool scenes, well written, well acted, well directed. Just a really fun movie, and I like, I'm sure it's based on an existing property, but it feels newer. Like, I certainly... I disagree with people saying like, oh, comic book fatigue, like there's way too many comic book movies. Like, to me, if they're good, who cares? And comic book movies have proven that they can have a variety of genres. Like, just because they feature comic book characters doesn't mean that they're all dumb action movies. You know, quite the opposite, especially if you look at Marvel's slate. I mean, compare the Lego Batman movie to even Batman vs. Superman. Like, how unlike those two are going to end up being. Or Ant-Man to Thor. You know, like, they're not the same, and to assume otherwise is pretty dumb. So, anyway, with that being said, Kingsman feels like a breath of fresh air. I'm excited about The Golden Circle. I don't really know a whole lot about it, to be honest. Just that they're rumoring that, what's his name? I'm sorry, I cannot remember characters' names. The main mentor guy that died in the first one is apparently not dead. That's like what the posters are saying. So we shall see if that ends up being true. I hope so, because he was well done. But we'll see what ends up happening with Kingsman: The Golden Circle. But the first one was good. I have no reason to suspect that the second one won't be good. Spider-Man: Homecoming comes out July 7th. Now, Spider-Man, this is its third go-round in theaters. I loved the first set of movies, directed by Sam Raimi. I hated the second set of movies, The Amazing Spider-Mans, with Perfect Pretty Boy as Spider-Man. I loved the new kid they have to play him in Civil War. I think of James Ellsworth. Tom Holland. I thought he was really good. I gave him my Best Performance award in my Movie Awards episode. I am excited for Spider-Man: Homecoming. They have Michael Keaton to play the Vulture. I love Michael Keaton, one of my very favorite actors of all time. I think it's going to be good. The trailer looks pretty good. I like I was talking about in the last episode and this one so far. You know, every superhero movie doesn't have to be a generic action movie, and this seems like a teen movie, a high school movie, like in the vein of 16 Candles or The Breakfast Club. And that's cool. That's cool. I want to see that. That's interesting to me. So I'm excited to see Spider-Man: Homecoming, and I hope that is the direction they take with it. That certainly seems to be the case. On September 8th, we have It, a remake of Stephen King's It. It remains to be seen how they handle it, because It, of course, is like is basically 2 movies in one. The most famous version with Tim Curry as Pennywise the Clown was a two-part made-for-TV movie event, and it's really long because it's the kids fighting Pennywise as kids and then the kids fighting Pennywise as an adult. So I think it's silly to assume. I don't know what they're gonna end up doing, but I don't know. I'm eager to see. I don't know the name of the actor, but the design for Pennywise is really cool. They went with like the old, like French, like curled shoes, like the more elfish sort of looking clown than like a Ronald McDonald sort of thing. It looks cool. I'm not the biggest horror movie fan. I get way too creeped out a lot of times, but I might make an exception. I've never really had a problem with clowns, and the original It is really, really good. So yeah, the remake. I mean, a lot of people, you know, horror movie remakes have like such a bad reputation, but I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. October 6th, we have Blade Runner 2049. I don't know what to think about this. Blade Runner, I will freely admit, it doesn't do a lot for me. I understand and appreciate, you know, what it means, what it did for the science fiction and noir genres. I love, you know, Harrison Ford in it. but it's not my favorite movie by any stretch. And I would say when I actually sat down and watched it, I was pretty disappointed. Because based on its reputation, I thought I would like it a lot more than I did. That being the case, a sequel all these years later with Harrison Ford, he's a lot older. I mean, he still is a fine actor when he wants to be, and I guess he would be excited about going back to this because it's the original, I would say, is renowned as one of his better acting roles. Look at that, 6 and 14 in first place on my team. So yeah, definitely we'll wait and see. That's one I don't really think I would end up reviewing. I don't know if I would see it in theaters, but it could happen. So yeah, yet another wait and see, but I'm hopeful. Ridley Scott knows his way around the movie. So on October 27th, we have Saw Legacy. Even though Saw 7 was called the final chapter, I really like the Saw movies. I think that I mean, of course, they got a little bit long in the tooth every single year, but especially the first one is really, really good. They have good music and good characters. It's memorable. People like these movies, and I'm glad to see it coming back. So we'll see what they end up doing with Saw Legacy. I think what I read is it's like copycats. You know, that's why the Legacy name. So we'll see. You know, everybody knows that the greatest mistake of the Saw movies was killing off John Kramer in the third one. So we'll see, you know, how the series will continue. Because I would imagine that this will also function as a soft reboot. That we'll see. Somebody doesn't know that Lando got nerfed in the patch today. They jumped on him. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, if this ends up being a soft reboot, where they end up going with the characters, where they, you know, how they move forward. You know, if they establish a new recurring Jigsaw, or if they just kill him off. I don't know. We'll see. But it's something I'm looking forward to. So we're finally getting into it. November movies is now, November and December have become, you know, like March, you know, some of the biggest months of the year. November 3rd, we have Thor Ragnarok. So what a lot of people are saying is that it's basically a stealth Planet Hulk movie. They're not allowed to make a solo Hulk movie because Universal still has some sort of money on the table in that regard. So Thor Ragnarok is going to feature Hulk in a big way as an important character, and I'm excited to see it. I've heard it referred to as like a travel, like space travel buddy movie between Thor and Hulk. Those two characters never really got a lot of screen time together, so I don't really know what to make of that. But I love the Marvel movies. I've yet to be disappointed, so I'm definitely going to see it, and I think it'll be good. On November 17th, we have Justice League. Now, this really depends. I think if Wonder Woman is good, I have high hopes for this. Either way, I have high hopes for this. But, I mean, the failures and struggles of DC are widely noted, and I think that, you know, it remains to be seen if they're able to pull it off. I think the DC is trying to cheat, like having their Avengers already. Avengers was good because they spent the time doing the legwork and building up to it, so that when we had those moments in the Avengers movie, they were really special and made people really stand up and take notice of what Marvel had done. DC, you know, really started going for it with Batman vs. Superman, which was last year. So we'll see. I'm not convinced. I'm gonna see it in the theaters, but I would not be surprised if it ends up being, you know, like not a failure, but not nearly making the money they wanted it to, and a box office disappointment, a critical failure. I would not be surprised to see them punt, go back to just Batman for a while, and then see if they can't try this again in a few years. Honestly, that's what I think could possibly happen. But we'll see. Like I said, the movies are, I mean, just because they're not doing as well as they might have hoped, they're not doing poorly. They're still making a ton of money. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up going. But as always, high hopes. We'll see what ends up happening. Last but most, we have Star Wars Episode 8 on December 15. So apparently Adam Driver, the actor that plays Kylo Ren, has said that he wants there to be no trailers for Episode 8. He says, like, it's so cool, and I don't want anything to be given away. There should be no trailers. It should all just be what you managed to see in the theaters. And that's nice for him because he was in the dang movie and he knows what's going to happen. But for us poor plebs that aren't Adam Driver, I don't like that we still don't even have a title yet when the movie's out in 11 months. 11 months from like today at time of recording. So I'm excited, and I want to see it. I want to know anything about it. But right now we know very little. We know, we know that it apparently starts like right as Episode 7 closes with Rey and Luke having their little moment. But we know nothing about the story. But I'm excited to see where they go with it. It's Star Wars. I mean, that's basically all there is to it. So thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure going through the movies of 2017. If you did enjoy, please leave a like rating, maybe share the video, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss other war stories. Over the coming weeks, I have a lot of cool topics, but I'm going to be doing sort of a similar thing, but for the games of 2017. I'm going to be talking about some TV shows, the Netflix series of Unfortunate Events. We'll be talking about that pretty soon. And of course, we'll always have the usual movie reviews, wrestling reviews, all the other content you've come to expect from War Stories. So like I said, please do subscribe if you're excited. And because we have content coming every single day. Even if War Stories isn't your thing, we got one video a day on the Fallen Sins channel. And I'll see you guys there. I don't know about you, but I'm full.